WWE 2K25 releases in roughly 1 month's time. Is this year's game going to be more of the same, or is 2K25 shaping up to be one of the best games in the series to date?
The Great One is here!
Now, as we know, with the games releasing yearly, realistically you won't be seeing an entirely different game, but what you will see is the very best of the last few games, with a bunch of brand new additions, improvements, new details, updated modes and brand new modes. And for my roughly 4 hours playing the game so far, 2K25 definitely delivers that, with a pretty impressive list of new stuff to see. 2K25 brings us the best of new and old. We have got very similar gameplay to the last few games, which is arguably the best gameplay the series has ever seen. And whilst gameplay is similar, 2K25 still does more than enough to make this year's game feel like a must-buy for fans of the series. This year's game adds 2 brand new match types. We have got the underground match, which sees a more map-based match in a ring with no ropes, which visually does have some pretty impressive moments. Not to mention some very cool unique new moves that have been added due to the lack of ring ropes.
No, don't do this! Every move.
We have also got the brand new Bloodline Rules match, which I haven't played personally, but is said to be a combination of both an Extreme Rules match as well as Wargames. Speaking of the Bloodline, this year's 2K showcase, the Bloodline Dynasty, is looking like it's going to be one of the best versions of this mode to date. The mode will celebrate the history of the Bloodline, with many past and present superstars making an appearance. It even sees the Welsh Samoans making their 2K debut.
645 pounds, Sika and the Wild Samoan!
But let's not forgetting, this year's version says goodbye to slingshot technology and welcomes back full gameplay cutscenes, along with the return of commentary, so no more generic fight music.
After all these two have been through, Rollins wants that shield fist bump.
Reigns shaking it off as Rollins continues to try to play mind games.
Yeah, but that may have triggered a litany of emotions within the tribal chief. Reigns unsure of what to do.
Gameplay wise, this year's game feels familiar at its core, whilst having enough updates to make things feel fresh. We've got updates to the submission system. We now have the ability to climb and do moves off the barricades. Chain wrestling makes a welcome return. As does intergender matches, which yes, even means we can do an intergender Royal Rumble match. There is also the crazy detail of LED damage to the barricades. There is a new and updated version of the ladder minigame in ladder matches. And a pretty big but underrated addition might end up being that you can now customize AI settings in the movesets, with 2K25 featuring settings for each individual move, including priority, repetition and timing. Individual modes also see their own updates, with a brand new story in My Rise, plenty of additions in this year's My GM mode, including the ability to now play online, as well as more show options and GMs than ever before. Universe mode also sees the welcome return of promos. We also have the much anticipated debut of the Island, which looks to be one of the most unique experiences we've had in the series, with 2K very recently releasing the trailer. This year's game also brings a bit more of the old school arcade factor, with 2 brand new Backstage brawl areas. We we have got the WWE archive, featuring a ton of little Easter eggs we're all going to be searching for, which even features the classic SmackDown fist, which you can then do moves off.
Lift it up. What's next? Take off.
Wow. Please stay down.
We've also got the NXT parking lot, in which you can even put your opponent through glass set up on a bunch of steel chairs. With both these areas being a ton of fun to play, and definitely giving off some old classic SmackDown PS2 vibes.
The Rock and arm wrench.
DDT.
Then how can we forget the brand new third-person camera option? This optional camera gives you an almost GTA-esque view of your superstar, which can be used in both entrances as well as matches, giving your superstars, of which the game will be featuring more than 300 by the way, more immersion than ever before in the series.
And you've really got to keep your head on a swivel when you're in a match against Dominic Mysterio. There's simply no low Dominic won't stoop to.
That's being a smart competitor. At least you're right about keeping your head on a swivel around Dom. That's also being a smart competitor.
In conclusion, 2K25 features very similar gameplay from the last couple of games, however it does add an impressive list of new features, new modes, new details, and a welcome return of a couple of previously removed features as well, which all in all is looking to give this year's game the potential to be one of the best 2K games to date. You can of course expect full coverage of the final version of the game right here on the channel, coming in the very near future. Let me know your thoughts on 2K25 so far in the comment section below, and until next time, this has been 101, and I will see you all on the next one.
And from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 242 pounds, main event, Jay Uso!
You look at what Jey Uso has done away from the bloodline, and he is definitely worthy of the main event moniker.
First man in over 3 years to pin Roman Reigns. Nearly defeated the tribal chief. Went on and earned multiple titles without his family.
But Jay will not be happy until he is on top of the mountain all by himself.
Already one of the most popular stars in WWE, but his following grows every single night.